everyone. As from yesterday, the turbine has been returned to its former glory and is working very, very well at the moment. Long may that last. It has been quite a journey over the last year and a half trying to get it up and running. And there are a number of people that I'd like to thank. But before I do, I just wanted to give a quick rundown on the controller unit. Okay, it's a cabinet. And the top dial there is a rotation blade, so it's at 60. It's fluctuating depending on the wind that's thrown at the blades. When it goes under 40 revolutions, the power transfer, which was that green light, goes off. And then after a while, when the wind comes back up, it's at 47, 49. You can see it's making its way up. When it hits 65, it kicks back in again. And while that power transfer is happening, there's electricity being generated. This is the actual board that has been causing all the trouble, and thankfully I was able to get a replacement. And within a week or two after getting that in place, we eventually got it working. This is the meter back in the house. And you can see here the third line down is the important one. So at the moment it's 300 watts, and then depending on the wind conditions, as soon as the wind comes up, that rises accordingly. That bottom line tells you the number of units that was produced since yesterday. So it's 14.5 units or 14.5 kilowatt hours. So you can see here it goes right up with the potential of going up to 15 or 16 kilowatts. It's currently at 1 kilowatt. So the wind isn't too high today, but it's still producing that amount. There's just a few people I'd like to thank for their help over the last 18 months or so, namely Apex Electrical from Hagerstown, Dundalk, in particular Trevor and Nigel in there. Wonderful family ran business. Thanks lads, especially Nigel, for your help. Alex in Donegal. Alex helped on the phone over the last 9 months. Neil Fagan and George Ryan for climbing up the tower to help in repairing some of the cables. Thanks lads, much appreciated. Aidan and Kieran Mulholland for their help in building the templates for the foundations and their ongoing advice. Thanks very much lads. Johnny Miscummins. Johnny, thank you very much for your ongoing help and support. It was much appreciated. BC Engineering Limited, who reconstructed the tail of the turbine. Adrian Boyle, who fully repaired the blades. They were like new coming back. Thanks Adrian. Trevor Bennett for building on the foundations, for digging out the foundations for the actual turbine itself. Ted Nevin and Pat Nevin, two brothers, two gentlemen who really inspired me to keep going and helped considerably in the continued effort in getting the turbine to work. Thanks lads. Aidan Dollard, who put back in the bearings into the gearbox. Thanks Aidan, thanks for that. Nigel O'Neely, who helped again. I never met the guy, but he was always on the end of the phone to help whenever I needed help and advice. Thanks very much Nigel, much appreciated. John Wallace, who put me in touch with Eugene Donnelly, who eventually, between these two gentlemen, I was able to get a second controller for the controller panel, and that was an enormous step in getting the thing working. Phil Perry in Kansas. Thanks Phil for all of your help over the last 2 years. Again, I never met Phil, but we must have exchanged several emails over and back, and I always got a reply whenever I had a question, a technical question on the actual reconstruction. Thanks Phil, much appreciated. Paul Jacobs from Montana, son of Marcellus Jacobs, who was the co-founder of Jacobs Turbines. They were the first in the world to commercialize the idea of selling turbines. Thanks very much, Paul, for your help. Paul McCartan, who gave me ongoing advice as as the build went on. Thanks, Paul, a colleague of mine in DKIT. Brendan Rogers, who helped in the electrical end of putting together all the panels and spent a lot of time here helping me. Thanks, Brendan. A special thanks to Donal and Conor Rispin, who helped during the construction. They were always there, always willing to help to put together the foundations, the constructing the actual lattice tower, and indeed during the erection of the actual tower itself. Thanks, lads. And also a thanks to Danny and Ned Rispin, who helped considerably during that process. So thanks to everybody involved.